Weather Service. They're all here to share important updates and resources. Today's program will highlight how Valley Water monitors our creeks and reservoirs, distributes our sandbags, and communicates critical safety information to our partners and to the public. We're honored to be joined by Mayor Matt Mahan from the City of San Jose, Director Tim Chin from the County of Santa Clara's Office of Emergency Management, and meteorologist Brian Garcia from the National Weather Service's San Francisco Bay Area office. After the program, we're going to invite members of the media to visit our displays at the command center next door. You can speak with our hydrology experts, learn how we track storm impacts, and see our drone operations team in action. And then downstairs, we've set up a table that shows you tips for assembling a household emergency kit. But to start off today, it's my pleasure to introduce Valley Water Board Vice Chair Richard Santos, who will speak about Valley Water's role in protecting the community during storm events.
Hold the applause down. How'd you all get in my room? Anyway, good morning. Appreciate everybody coming here. Thank you, CEO Melanie Richardson, and thank you everybody for coming here. It's great to see all here at our Emergency Operations Center at Valley Water. One of our most important jobs is to reduce the risk of flooding for our communities. There is something we work on every single day, and not just when storms are here. We invest in the flood protection projects across Santa Clara County. These projects are designed to reduce flood risk, protect homes, businesses, and critical infrastructure. But just as important as the work we do year-round to maintain our creeks, our crews are out there cleaning debris, removing vegetation, clearing out the unhoused encampments, making sure water can flow freely where the rain comes. It's a big job when we are up for the challenges. We truly rely on the public to help. If you see blockage or something unusual in your neighborhood creeks, please report that to our watershed operation maintenance at this phone number, 408-630-2378. Flood protection is a community effort and we need your help. When storms do arrive, our hydrology teams use advanced sensors and monitoring tools to track water levels in real time. We have flood information team in the field. Our emergency operations center, located right here, is activated around the clock. Emergency operations centers, we stay in close contact with the cities and the county to share updates and coordinate emergency response. It's all about working together to keep people and property flood safe. We also encourage everyone to take steps to prepare at home for all the potential emergencies. Know if your property is in the FEMA special flood hazard area. That information is easy to find on valleywater.org/flood safety. It can help you understand your flood risk. In addition, make sure you know where to get free sandbags. Valley Water and partner cities have distribution sites across the county. Sandbags are available throughout the winter season, before and during the storm events. We can locate site increase near you by interacting with our map and valleywater.org/flood ready. If there are any problems with contacting us or you have a need to further information, you can always contact us at our general number, 408-265-2600 for assistance. Or you can contact your elected directors and make sure they come through. We're proud of the work we do. We're grateful for the partners and the public for helping us to stay ready. You know what, today there's less funding, and we all got to work together to make these things work. We appreciate all of you. And for that, I thank you. Be safe. Here back is our CEO, Melanie Richardson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Santos. And now I'm honored to introduce City of San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan. Mayor Mahan has been a key partner in our flood readiness efforts, and today he'll share how the city is working to protect residents and neighborhoods during the storm season. Mayor
Thank
Mahan.
you, Miller. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. I promise I feel better than I sound. I apologize for my scratchy voice. I just got over a cold. So good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I want to say a special thank you to our partners at Valley Water for bringing us together here today in their EOC and for the collaboration we have every day that keeps our community safe before, during, and after our toughest storms. Thank you to all the members of the media who came out to help share this important information with our community members, and I'll say more on that in a moment. As we head into the rainy season, it is this level of coordination and preparation that saves lives. The progress we've made together since the Coyote Creek flood of 2027 shows just how far this partnership has come. We knew as we did the retrospective on that we all needed to do better. And I want to just share some of the work that has been done since then. I'm really proud of our teams at the city and Valley Water for the deeper collaboration. It's just gotten better and better each year. Valley Water and our city teams came together to create the Joint Emergency Action Plan, a clear blueprint for how we communicate, coordinate, and make decisions when water levels start to rise. This wasn't a one-time plan that sits on a shelf somewhere waiting for the worst. We review it and exercise it and use it every year. We stay ready. Our plan now includes updated protocols for Berryessa Creek, operational changes tied to Anderson Dam, and guidance for assisting homeless neighbors living near waterways. Although I'm proud to say that there are fewer people living along our waterways, thanks to the efforts we've made to expand interim housing and shelter, which Valley Water has also supported. In fact, just 2 days ago, we cut the ribbon on a brand new interim housing community at Cherry Ave on Valley Water land as part of a broader water resource protection zone, where instead of having 100 people living in unmanaged encampments with trash going into the creek and fire risk and all the rest and risk from flooding, we have people now up away from the water and in safe managed housing with on-site services. So thank you again to Valley Water for that collaboration. Just last month, our city staff joined Valley Water for our annual pre-storm briefing, and we shared with them the proactive steps our city departments are taking now that will protect people later on. Our housing department is working with outreach teams and advocates to reach residents living in encampments, warning them about how quickly waterways can rise and connecting them to support before storms arrive. Our Department of Transportation, as they do every year, is clearing the roughly 35,000 storm inlets, returning multiple times to areas that flood repeatedly. They're also inspecting and maintaining our 31 stormwater pump stations, which keep our lowest lying neighborhoods from becoming hazardous during heavy rains. And for residents, one of the easiest ways to help is to adopt a storm drain in your neighborhood. We have a fancy map. You can literally pick your storm drain, adopt it, and commit to go clean it up. A few minutes of clearing out leaves and debris before a storm can prevent localized flooding and protect your family and your neighbors. And if you just search for Adopt a Storm Drain San Jose, you will find that website where you can adopt your own and get your name on the map and be a part of the solution. Our fire department is preparing as well. Their urban search and rescue team is trained for swiftwater rescues and other complex emergencies. They also monitor storm conditions throughout the winter and adjust staffing as needed. Through strong regional mutual aid, they can bring in additional resources quickly, and they're helping to educate the public with safety messaging and community events, including one tonight just here in District 10. Because as the Palisades and Eaton fires reminded us earlier this year, fire risk doesn't disappear in California doesn't disappear in winter here in California, unfortunately. So their year-round vigilance matters. All of this work lays the foundation for a safe winter. But real preparedness doesn't stop with government. It's something we build together, bottom up, as a community. So as we prepare for winter, I'm asking every resident to take a few small steps that make a big difference. check your emergency kit, sign up for alerts, know your flood zone, adopt a storm drain if you can. You will find more information on the Valley Water website as well as the city website for how to do each of those things. And please check in on your neighbors, particularly those who are older, disabled, have little children, are new to the neighborhood, and might need your help during a storm. And finally, I want to thank our other partners here, the County of Santa Clara, the National Weather Service for providing today's winter outlook. And again, thank you to Valley Water, from hydrology to drone operations to the community rating system team, for the tools, technology, and teamwork that protect lives and property across our county. We can't control the storms that come our way, but we can control how ready we are. And thanks to the collaboration across this region and the strength of our communities, we are more prepared than ever. Thank you all so much. Let's say maybe 3 sentences in Spanish, because I see we have 2 Spanish language outlets. Nos estamos preparando para inundaciones causadas por tormentas de invierno. Los trabajadores de la ciudad, el condado, Valley Water, limpian los desagües durante el verano para asegurarse que estamos listos para la lluvia. Estamos contactando a las personas sin hogar que viven cerca de los ríos para advertirles sobre las inundaciones. Los residentes deben llamar a 311 para reportar desagües bloqueados o cables caídos. Para emergencias, llaman a 911. Gracias a todos los socios, and everybody please stay safe out there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Mahan. Next, we're joined by Deputy Director Tom Chin from the Santa Clara County Office of Emergency Management. They're an essential partner that coordinates emergency response across our region and manages the county's alert system, Alert SCC. Tom?
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Chin, the Deputy Director of Emergency Management for the County of Santa Clara. And on behalf of the county, and in this time of giving thanks, I want to echo the mayor and thank everyone, including Valley Water, CEO Richardson, our board of directors, Richard Santos, and certainly the mayor, Matt Mahan, and National Weather Service, Brian Garcia, for all your partnership and your leadership in preparedness, mitigation, and response to protect our communities across Santa Clara County. I also want to thank our first responders, law enforcement agencies, fire departments, emergency medical services, and in particular, the utility workers from across this vast county, including those right here at Valley Water. It's you who will be out in the rain and the cold, serving our communities throughout the winter season. The County of Santa Clara and Valley Water share a unified commitment to public safety, whether we are proactively preparing for upcoming winter season, monitoring an incoming storm, or responding to rapidly changing conditions. We work closely together to take decisive action and protect all of our communities. Our agencies collaborate through a county-wide emergency management framework facilitated by the county's Office of Emergency Management to prepare, mitigate, respond, and recover from all emergencies. When Valley Water and the National Weather Service identify a rising risk to any community in Santa Clara County, they immediately work through that framework to share critical, life-saving information to emergency management and public safety agencies in every jurisdiction. This partnership puts Valley Water's and National Weather Service's expertise in the hands of local first responders and incident commanders making life-saving decisions and issuing emergency orders through Alert SCC. Now, the County of Santa Clara provides Alert SCC, our countywide alert and warning system, to every city and town in the county. Incident commanders in every jurisdiction can issue alerts through Alert SCC with targeted protective actions, allowing for hyper-local information to be delivered quickly and accurately. If registered with Alert SCC, affected community members will receive life-saving information through text messages, emails, phone calls, and other accessible formats. Through Alert SCC, incident commanders can also access the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, or IPAWS, and issue wireless emergency alerts directly to the community. Messages can also be issued in multiple languages and customized for access and functional needs. The bottom line is that Alert SCC remains the most precise alerting tool available for anyone to receive immediate, life-saving information about any emergency, including potential evacuations, severe storm impacts, or rapidly changing water conditions. We urge everyone in Santa Clara County to register and sign up for Alert SCC today. It's easy, confidential, and quick. Registration takes less than a minute at www.alertscc.org. Encourage your family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and your community groups to sign up today. The strength of our emergency response depends on informed and connected communities. In the County of Santa Clara, Valley Water, and all 15 cities remain committed to the whole community, rapid communication, and proactive safety measures. Sign up for Alert SCC today, again at www.alertscc.org. Stay prepared and stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. And now we turn to the expert who helps us understand what's ahead. Brian Garcia is the warning coordination meteorologist for the National Weather Service's San Francisco Bay Area office. He's here to share the winter 25-26 outlook and what it could mean for our region.
All right. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. And first of all, thank you. Thank you for the media. Thank you for all being here. This is what makes our community strong, by getting the information out to the people who need it, right? And you are all part of that. So thank you all for being here, first and foremost. Thank you to Valley Water for hosting us. Thank you, Carmen, for running this whole thing. And thank you to the PIO team for setting this up, Matt and team. You guys are great. Thank you for Tom, Santa Clara, Mayor. Thank you for being here. And of course, Valley Water for inviting me up here. So let's get right to it. You came here to hear me talk about a winter briefing. So we're going to hop right into this. I have a bunch of information behind me, but I have all these mics in front of me. So it's going to be a little challenging to talk about this with that behind me. So we're going to go for it. So what have we seen this winter so far? When we talk about winter and we talk about water year, we talk about October 1st through September 30th. That's the water year we're looking at. So the map you see behind me is where we're at so far this year. October and November, we've seen some storms come across our area, and what that has done for us is allowed us to be upwards of 200, almost 250 to 300% of normal so far for the water year. These percentages will change as we get more storms or less storms as we go through the rest of the wet season. Now, when we talk about the winter months, a lot of us talk about the El Nino Southern Oscillation, or what we all like to call in the nerd land ENSO. And so ENSO comes in three phases. So we have on the left, we have the El Nino conditions. On the right, we have La Nina conditions. And right in the middle, we have the normal conditions, or what Jack here at Valley Water likes to call La Nada. That was for you, Jack. So this year, as we go into winter, the Climate Prediction Center back east has us in a La Nina advisory. So for the first half of this winter, we're going to be seeing a La Nina type pattern. And again, let me emphasize that. That's the first half of this winter. So what does that mean for us? Well, the La Nina pattern, and let me know if you guys want me to move so you can get a good shot of any of these slides. The La Nina pattern typically sends the storm track up and over the top of us. So it favors a wetter and cooler Pacific Northwest and a drier and warmer Southwest. And of course, the Bay Area has to be right in between the two, right? And so we're right in that node. But that's not a static image for the winter. That's not a static image as we go into this La Nina type pattern. those patterns can fluctuate. So other things play a role in this. So what we call intra-seasonal variability, things like the Madden-Julian oscillation, the Arctic oscillation, and others will play a role in this. Like I said, the first half of winter, we're going to be in La Nina. The second half of winter, we're going into neutral conditions. The last two times we've done this in my decade here in this office, last two times we've done this were winter 22 and 23. If you guys remember that, that was fun. And then, of course, winter 16, 17, which, if you remember that, that was crazy. So I'm not saying that the past dictates our future, but we learn lessons from the past. So we're looking at this winter as potentially being a wet second half of winter. And here in the County of Santa Clara, in the City of Santa Clara, we have a big sporting event coming February 8th. So we're looking at that for potentially being very wet. So when we get into that neutral phase, this is the type of pattern we're looking at. That polar jet shifts off to the east, and we get that Pacific jet as well as subtropical jet playing a role here. And like I mentioned, Madden-Julian oscillation and Arctic oscillation, those can pluck the strings of those jets and move them around. When we get this subtropical jet pulled northward, that's when we can tap into the subtropical moisture and really bring in some potent atmospheric rivers. Now, in terms of atmospheric rivers, we can see those anywhere from 5, 10, 14 days out. But when we're looking several weeks out and seeing something on the horizon, we're going to be telling you, hey, we see an atmospheric river potential, and it's going to land someplace between Seattle and San Diego. So where it hits is really hard to say that far out. We really have to get closer in time and get more data coming towards us. So the winter outlook. When we talk about seasonal outlooks, we're talking about 3-month averages. So this behind me is December, January, and February. Those are our 3 core wet months. And so when we look at this, on the left here is the seasonal temperature outlook, and you can see that we have a higher probability of being above normal for temperature across the Bay Area. That does not mean we won't have cold times, because there will be cold snaps embedded within that. But when averaged out over those 3 months, in all likelihood, we will have higher temperatures than what's normal. On the left here, you'll see the precipitation outlook, and we're kind of in that blank zone, that white zone that says equal chances. Equal chances, all that means is there's not enough information to lean one way or another, so they spread the odds out across the 3, whether it be above, below, or near normal for precipitation. That screams La Nina pattern, with the higher probability of precipitation up north and the lower probabilities down south. So we'll have to see what those intra-seasonal variabilities do for us for the winter. Like Tom talked about and others have talked about, it's really important to be informed. At the end of the day, having the information makes the difference. And when you have the information in your hands, ultimately you get to make a decision for yourself, your loved ones, your family. You get to talk to your friends and neighbors about it. And the key places to get information are reliable resources. So go to your media outlets like you all here. Go to your elected officials. They will be sending out information that they're getting from us. They'll be sending out information that they're getting from the county. Most of all, sign up for these alerts. If you have not gone to alertthebay.org yet and signed up for one of the counties that you live in, work in, or have friends or family in, do that tonight. Make sure that you get signed up so you get the information that you need to take those protective actions. Do not get on social media and follow the Twitterologist. You want the official word from the source. People love to spew all sorts of things out on social media. Make sure that you're getting it from the right source, please. And with that, again, thank you. I'm happy to answer questions. But before that, I'll turn it over to Melanie. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you, Brian, for that really interesting presentation. And thank you all for attending. I'd like to invite my partners up with me, and we can now take questions. Yes, Mr. Honda.
Can you tell us what kind of impact there might be, directly or indirectly, from FEMA cuts and different things like that that are happening at the federal level?
I'm going to ask Rachel Gibson to come up and.
Sorry, what was the question again?
FEMA cuts, the impact of FEMA cuts.
Right. Federal impacts, down the line, indirect or direct.
I can tell you right now that there were FEMA grants that we were expecting for specific projects that we will not be getting in the near term. Perhaps they'll be delayed in the future. Other than that, I don't know any specific impacts, but I'll ask Rachel if she can help me.
Thank you, Rachel Gibson, Chief of External Affairs for Valley Water. Can you repeat the question? I wasn't clear if it was pertaining
Just
to a
wondering
particular
what
project.
what direct or indirect impact there might be from federal cuts like FEMA and things like that.
So as Melanie Richardson just explained, so for Valley Water specifically, we did apply to FEMA for specific grants for Valley Water projects, for flood protection projects specifically. We were informed that because of the cuts to federal funding, we were not able to pursue those grants until 2028 because of the pause in federal funding due to the Trump. We're not able to get those funds until 2028 for those flood protection projects. With respect to FEMA workers, we can't comment on that because we just don't know.
Can you talk about any of the projects that will be delayed then?
Those are the only projects that we're aware of because those were the grants that we applied for.
What were the projects?
The two projects, one was Sunnyvale East West, and the other one, Matt, I can't recall what the other one was. We'll get back to you on what the other one was.
I have a question for Brian, the meteorologist. I was just hoping you said that we're already at 200 to 300% level currently, and I know we're just over, or close to 2 months now, I guess, into this year. But could you talk about, is that unusual, or what are we seeing? What could that mean with the amount of rain that we've already gotten? And could you talk a little bit about like reservoir levels in the area and what that's looking like?
Yeah, good question. So in terms of the percentage of normal, it's to the date. So this image that I showed was to the date yesterday. And so as we go forward in time, we're going to add more days to that. If we don't have any rain during the rest of the days, those percentages will plummet. So what we've seen so far, is it abnormal? Is it normal? It's not abnormal, but also it wouldn't be at 250+% if it was totally normal, right? So it's something that we don't normally see, but October and November have been known to bring us some pretty significant rain in the past. It just doesn't happen every year. In terms of reservoir levels, I'm going to turn that over to somebody else at Valley Water. Probably Jack might know the best in terms of reservoir levels. So Jack, do you want to come up and talk reservoir levels really quick?
Hi everyone, Jack Shu, Valley Water Hydrology team here. So I just pulled up on my phone. Our website has the most up-to-date levels for reservoirs, and they vary considerably. Just looking at it right now, Stevens Creek Reservoir, we're at 70% full, so that's closer to the Cupertino area. And some other reservoirs are pretty low, like Anderson, which is being held for restriction, dam safe restriction. So it varies quite dramatically based on size, location, and area, and how they operate. So I would send you guys to our website to take a look at the most up-to-date information. Thanks.
Can you characterize the general outlook of the reservoirs in terms of how it looks, good, bad?
Yeah, so it's fairly early in the season. Most of the times we're not really assessing it until the January, February months. That's when we typically see the biggest ARs, atmospheric rivers, and the most inflow to our reservoirs, because the hills, the areas that feed our reservoirs are still not yet completely saturated. So we have to wait for the hills to start running and actually get a lot of water coming down in.
Yeah. And then I guess I have one more quick, and this might also be for Brian again,
Sure.
sorry. But I know that you said the last time we'd seen this similar pattern of the La Nina and then the normal was kind of the crazy, insane atmospheric years that we had in 22, 23, and then 2016. So
Right.
should people, I know you can't predict too far into the future, but should people feel like maybe this year could be one of those big years?
Yeah, it's one of those things where every time we go into winter, we need to be prepared for anything that can be thrown at us. Because even in the driest and deepest of droughts that we're in, we can still get one whopper of an atmospheric river coming through and turn everything upside down. So if we're prepared for that one big storm, we're going to be prepared for them all. So should people be prepared right now? Absolutely. People should always be prepared. And the ways to be prepared are what my partners here behind me have already stated. So make sure that you have emergency alerts ready. Make sure that you prepare your homes and facilities. Make sure that you're looking to your neighbors and to your family, seeing how you can help them prepare. So In short, yes. Thank you.
Any other questions?
What if you mentioned that preparedness can't just be about the government, it has to involve community? I can't remember who it was, if it was the mayor. But can you just elaborate on that a little bit more, why that's important?
Sure. I mean, in our system of government, it really is meant to be a government of, by, and for the people, and should be bottom up, and everybody needs to participate. We can't think that we just elect representatives and send in our tax money once a year and our job is done. We live in communities, we live in neighborhoods where our individual actions matter, particularly when you add them up collectively. So everybody having those alerts and having those emergency preparedness kits means that when disaster strikes and our first responders may take many days to be able to get to everyone who needs help, we're more resilient in the neighborhoods. Getting hundreds of people, thousands of people, hopefully at some point, to adopt all of our storm drains and go out during the wet months and keep them clear of debris means less strain on the system and allows city crews, Valley Water crews, and other teams to focus on the areas where the public maybe can't directly have an influence. So I just see it as a team effort. It's what we're doing with our blight and beautification initiatives. My mom always says, many hands make light work. We're trying to help everybody participate and play a role. And it makes all of our systems more resilient and stronger, and allows the technical teams, the really talented full-time public servants who do this work day in, day out with special equipment and special training, to focus on the highest and best use of their limited time, which makes us all better off.
Okay, if there are no more questions, I wanted to invite you all to go over to our command center next door and look at the work we do to help track storms and look at our drone systems. Also downstairs, we have a table set up on how families can put together emergency kits and be prepared. Thank you all again for attending. Appreciate it. Thanks, Matt.
Well done. Good to see you.